welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us for Fit Anywhere. Today we're going to talk about being transformed in 90 days. But more than that, it's about our health being transformed, okay? It's our bodies being transformed, but the benefit of it is our health being transformed. Thanks for coming, Su Fong and Kun Yun. Love to have you here. Hi, Su. But
I see.
anyway, without further ado, let's just carry on, right? Okay, so the thing about it is that, for a healthy body, we really need a healthy body weight, okay? And what is the benefit of that? Well, you can see here, decreased risk of diabetes, lowered blood pressure, improved cholesterol, etc., etc. I know I'm not here to nag you guys, but the thing is that the key of it is that you regain health, you regain vigor, you can regain youth. Okay, these two gentlemen are my friends who have done the program. The guy on the right, he's 67 years old. So he did the program. He became so fit. He started to run a marathon every year from the age of 60. And the guy on the left, he's also so super fit, and he races on horseback. Okay, so that's the kind of life that we're talking about. So we're talking about a healthy body equals to healthy body weight, right? And actually, this is really about a healthy body composition. And what does a healthy body composition mean? It means low fat, high muscle. Okay, um, and I just want to show you what does low fat, high muscle mean. So you can see the guy on the left, they're exactly the same weight. So their BMI is exactly the same. But if you look at the guy on the left, he's definitely fitter than the guy on the right, right? And similarly, this lady on the right just changed the body fat percentage and look at the shape of her body. So, what happens is that if you shape your body well with weight management, you can get back a youthful shape. And I think that's the key. And also you get back your youthful health. The bad news though is that it is not from diet. All right. Why? Because when you do diet, 40% of your weight loss will be from muscle loss. Now, this is a big problem because you can see from this diagram, this guy doesn't, although he did lose weight, he did lose that stomach, but his arm became smaller. And the problem with this is rebound, okay? Because he now has got less muscle to burn calories, right? So should he ever go back to the old eating plan, he's gonna get even fatter than before. And I'm sure you've heard those stories. So what do we really want? We want this thing where you can lose weight but retain all of your muscle. Does that make sense? And the best part is to do it without becoming a gym nut. All right. It's not difficult to lose weight and gain muscle, but you have to get a fitness coach. Secondly, you're going to have to put in a lot of time and effort to get it done. All right. I think it's a good route, but I want to suggest an easier route. Okay. And this simpler route is about having a simple eating plan. Please take note, it's not a diet. Okay, it's not that you can only eat this, you can only eat this, you can only eat this. It's just a simple eating plan, which we will tell you about. And then, of course, it's having an active lifestyle. Now, the third thing is that it is about having supplements that would help you control the appetite and to burn fat and build muscle at the same time. Okay, so it's all scientific and science-based, just want to tell you. And finally, there will be a coach for this program. Okay, the coach will be whoever signs you in to this program, right? Chris was my coach, by the way, and now I'm coaching people as well. So if you take a look at the simple eating plan, it's actually quite a healthy eating thing, right? We're not asking you to starve, not asking you to give up your favorite things, all right? And then for active lifestyle, it's also quite simple. We just want you to regain some of the stuff that you were doing before, right? Which is 10,000 steps and some stair climbing. So there will be some burning involved, and at the same time some muscle building involved. Okay, very simple idea, but of course we can build on that. The most important part though is about how our supplements work, and it's about gene expression, or if you like the scientific word, epigenetics. We are born with something like 20,000 genes, but not all of it is switched on. Okay, some of it is switched on when we're younger, and then they switch off when we're older. Now the key is, can we get some of these genes that were related when we were younger to switch back on? Because they are already in the genes, they are already in your chromosomes, right? So we use this science, and the science is from a company that is now part of Nu Skin, that is called LifeGen Technologies. Okay, and they use this gene chip. They started to screen for ingredients and blends of ingredients, okay, to look for ingredients that would give you that for your body to begin to express the younger set of genes. Right here on the left, you can see that when we were younger, some of the genes were very active, the ones that are red. Okay, and then when we get older, some of those genes switch off, and then some of the other genes that were in our DNA switch on. Okay, and you can see, of course, that they, after investigating many blends, they came up with this blend where when you take this blend, the body begins to express the, say, about 93% of the genes when you were younger. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, for this program, TR90, we use this technology to help to switch on our body's genes that will burn more fat. Okay, and at the same time, to switch on those genes that suppress hunger, so that it is easier for you to switch your eating plan from whatever you're doing now to a healthier way of eating. Okay, and yet not feel hungry, grumpy, frustrated, and craving. Okay, all right. So we have a testimony, and this guy is called Joshua. He is 31, and he is Chris's classmate from school. So I'd love to have Chris tell you more. Chris?
Yeah, hi G. Yeah, so not only was Joshua my schoolmate from ACS, but also I met him I got to know him much better in army, when we were in the same company together. And this guy is like super disciplined. So actually, I hadn't met him for a long while, and he actually was enlisted as a regular in the Navy. So he was a captain there. And as you know, they have to keep up their fitness and stuff like that. So he moved to work with Grab, right? And at this point in time when I met him, he was trying to lose weight, right? Super disciplined guy. He was eating salads, he was running a lot, he was trying his best, but he was not getting much results. So we invited him to come on today to share his story, but unfortunately he can't be here in person, but we've invited him here virtually. Okay, so enjoy the interview.
For me, at that point in time, I was just researching random diet plans online. I read up about the keto diet, intermittent fasting. I've tried the keto diet before to some success, but I found that the weight rebounded really fast after I stopped doing the keto diet. So eventually, when I reached out to Chris, it was at a point where I reached my max, my peak weight of 94 kilograms. And I thought, I think if I don't do anything, I'm going to reach 100 kg. And to me, that's quite unacceptable. And I was also having a kid and already had started. I think my daughter was already born. And I think looking after her, carrying her around was quite challenging on my lower back. So I thought, you know, if I really wanted to enjoy fatherhood, having the energy to look after a kid, I think I should also look after myself so I can be a better father.
I really love this because, you know, he talked about looking for alternatives. He explored the alternatives. I don't believe in keto diet, nor do I believe in Atkins. And there are myriad other diets. So was TR90 up to expectation?
Was TR90 what I expected? I think pretty much. I think Chris, my consultant, did a really good job in giving me a schedule, giving me a lot of guidance and support along the way. So there were no surprises. I think the only surprise I got was how quickly I started to lose weight and how quickly I started to enjoy forming new habits, making exercise a habit. I think that was a surprise. Traditionally, I hate running, but I think during TR90, I think the moment you start losing weight and putting on muscle, exercise becomes a lot more enjoyable. I think that was only a surprise, but pretty much the program was everything I expected it to be. A lot to do with how I was being coached along the way, every step of the way actually. So I have Chris to thank for that.
Well done, Chris. And he actually went on a 2-week holiday. So how did he?
I think it was interesting to say the least. It was definitely not so easy. I think the rules were simple to follow, but not necessarily easy to do. So what was difficult for me was starting to eat a big breakfast. So for me, I think at least the area where I worked at had very few breakfast choices. So that got a little bit boring. And then obviously having a smaller dinners was slightly challenging because I would see everyone eating such a nice meal for dinner. But I think my family members were really supportive, and eventually it became a habit. And I knew I had my eyes on the prize. I knew I had the goal of getting fit and healthy. So I think after a week or two, you kind of get into a rhythm. But during my journey during my TR90 journey, I had a bit of I wouldn't say a hiccup, but I knew there was an obstacle smack in the center of the program when I knew I had to go for a 2-week holiday to Europe. And you know, typically when you go to Europe, you'll be drinking wine, you'll be eating like pasta and like with no regard for your health. But I knew that it was a small sacrifice to pay if I wanted to see the results. And I think the nice thing was that I made it a habit to start exercising during the TR90 program. And what I did was wake up earlier than everyone during the holiday, and I took the opportunity to go for nice long runs by myself to enjoy the scenery, recce, find out the good places to eat before everyone woke up. And then by the time I reached home, I had the days planned for them, and I'll be very familiar with the area. So I think it's about sticking to the program and making the best out of the situation. And yeah, when I came back to Singapore, took my weight, there was a bit of a plateau for that week, but I think the metrics, I mean the percentages did still improve. So I guess in this time of COVID, it's a great time to start TR90 because nobody's traveling and you're working from home, so it's very easy to control the portions and diet.
He said the rules are simple, but where the main difficulty lies is just basically changing the initial part of the habits. So a big part of the difficulty for Josh in particular, and actually for quite a number of people who I coach, is to understand that, hey, this program works on gene expression science in bringing your genes younger, and it's about burning fat and building muscle, not eating less to lose weight. So people have a difficult time to overcome that concept. Like, why am I eating such a big breakfast, instead of skipping meals that I'm used to lose weight? But so it's that sustainable approach which allowed Josh actually to lose 11 kgs in the first 3 months and continue to lose an additional 6 kg, 6 to 7 kg in the following subsequent months. So total of about maybe 18 to 20 kilos within 6 months. Yeah, so that's the kind of approach that we are talking about. And I think that's where the difficulty lay for him lah. But eventually, if you're consistent and disciplined, like what Josh says, it's a very achievable program if you're committed, even on holidays, and he was able to still enjoy good meals during the holiday.
Yeah, I love it because you're gonna hear him talk about his favorite result, which is really quite funny.
So my favorite result of the program was actually finally getting like some abs at the end of it. Yeah, I was a bit skeptical about ever being able to achieve it, given I was like 94 kg, but like sticking to it, like eventually I got it, and I think it was just like, I was really proud to actually get it. Never had it in my entire life, even when I was a sportsman in school, so it was great. Yeah, and then other than that, having the energy, the confidence to in exercise was something I really enjoy and still continue to enjoy today. And I think it was nice, like after a program, people like will start telling you, wow, you look so great, lost so much weight, especially friends who haven't seen you in ages. And then they'll start to ask you what's your secret, and then you are able to have the opportunity to share this wonderful product with them. And it's a great gift to be able to share my story with friends. So like my mom, she got on the program very much quickly after I did, and she had great results as well. And friends who I knew were struggling with losing weight, they too started the program and also benefited greatly. So I think that was a nice thing about the program for me.
I love the last part, that this is his last clip, and we asked him, what is the lasting change in life? Because as you know, this program is about sustainable change, right? It's not about you take this diet and then you bounce back, and then you take a diet again, then you bounce back. It's about a sustainable change. But what were the lasting changes for him actually has nothing to do with the diet, but has to do with his life.
I felt a lot more confident about myself. I no longer feared running. So traditionally every year for guys in Singapore, we take IPPT. I will have this fear of 2.4 and I always have cold sweat. But this time around I was like, yeah, this is easy. Absolutely no problem at all. And that was nice. And then I think going through this program, I think it really changed my life, and it made me really, really convicted in telling everyone I knew about the benefits of TR90. Not just for people who want to lose weight, but I think for people who really want to be healthy. So within a month of me completing the program, my mom got into the program. She lost 10 kg easy. All my friends who I knew were struggling with their BMI issues, I invited them and all had great results, and I think it changed their life as well. So I think it was nice knowing that the things I enjoy about the program I was able to share with my closest friends and family, and they also benefited from it.
Thank you very much, Joshua. Anyway, would you like to see again his before and after? Please type in the chat. Yeah, show us that before and after. Yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, because that's the joy of it, right? All right, thank you. Oh, everybody is doing that. Okay, now let me show you his before. So this is what has happened. Okay, he left the Navy. He went into a desk job. He became like that, okay? And you saw him in the interview, right? You've seen how good he looks, right? So you can see here that he lost 11 kg in 3 months. A very sustainable change. Chris was saying that since then he has lost more weight, right? But take a look at the most important bits, which is, you know, his body fat went down by 8.5 kg and his muscle percentage went up by 3.2%. I calculated that. That works out to he increased his muscle weight by 1.5 kg. Now, if you remember the earlier slide that I showed you, when you just do a diet plan, what will happen is that 40% of your body weight loss will be muscle weight, which is really not a good thing, okay? Because we do lose muscle as we age already, right? So it's not healthy. But with this program, this guy gained so much more muscle. Okay, would you like to see? So after 6 months, we asked him to take a photo again. And these are the abs that he talks about, right? So he became even better. And you can see from the video just now, I mean, just look at his face just now. He has maintained it since then. And this was a program done in 2018. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like 2 years.
Yeah, and maybe I can just add a bit from this. So the first photo was taken at the conclusion of 3 months. So this is a 3-month program. But he continued with some of our, like, not the actual program itself, but some of our anti-aging supplements after, and he lost an additional 7 kilos. So I think at this point in time, he has lost 18 kilos in total, you know, just less than half a year after his, less than half a year after he started the program. You know, so he went down from 93 kilos, and at this point in time, this photo, he's about 76 kilos. Yeah, which is in fact his JC weight. Yeah, so he's basically reversed half his life. You know, and this is a young person. He's very active. You know, he's still young. He's still healthy, but he's taking steps to be a better father. And also, you know, achieve the best health possible. So this is the kind of sustainable results that Jeff was mentioning just now, when you're able to build muscle and not just build muscle and lose fat and not just lose weight. Yeah, so this is the kind of sustainable, continuous results that we are advocating. Yeah.
You know what I love about this, Chris, is that, you know, if you look at his face from before and after, his face looks so much better. It's like his you know, this rather good looking chap, you know, just emerged, right? You know, and that's the beauty of it, because a lot of other programs, you know, sometimes when you finish with the diet or something, you look gaunt, you look tired, you look sick, you know, but this guy looks great. He looks $1 million, right? Now, of course, you may ask, yeah, but you know, he ran, right? And then he's a guy, he's a young guy, and then he's athletic, he did sport in school. I'm not like that. Well, I want to show you another testimony. And this is Ginny. You know, she's 50 years old. You can tell, obviously, she's not about to go running, right? She's a mother of 5. In fact, she was a diabetic for 20 years. And when she did TR90, at that time, it was called TRA in 2014, she was freed from her diabetic medication, okay, because she looks so much better. And I have another one. You know, this is Madam Zulaikha. I love telling her story because you know, she in 2012, she had like given up with weight management or weight loss. Actually, she just wanted weight loss, right? She had given up because, you know, she just couldn't. But when she tried our program, all right, you can see here, she lost like 32 kg of weight, and she gained like 16 years of life, because we calculate your body age, right? And You know, I just met her earlier this year, and that's Madam Zulaiha. She's still looking $1,000,000 7 years after the program. 7 years.
To jump in real quick, so Jeff mentioned that she had given up hope, and actually she had spent tens of thousands of dollars, like in different weight loss packages. She's done everything, like freezing and all this shake diets. She's really, really gone through many years of ups and downs and spent tens of thousands of dollars on it. And so she was a bit skeptical, not only because she had tried everything. When one of our leaders consultants approached her, she was actually quite skeptical, because not only has she tried everything, she had spent so much money, and this our program is a fraction of the cost that she had spent, on other programs which didn't work. So she was really like wondering whether or not this our program could work, and not only could work, but could it give that sustained change? Or did she have to keep on taking it for the rest of her life? But as you can see in this photo with Jeff, that after 7 years, after her program, she still maintains her shape. Yeah.
So amazing. And she still maintains her youth also. She looks just as young. So what is this TR90 program? You need accountability, you need a buddy would be great, and you need some discipline, and you will get there, because the program is self-sustaining on its own. You will get this program that has what you can see here, Jumpstart. That's for the first 15 days. It helps elevate your metabolic rate with naturally, okay? It's not caffeine, right? It's natural. And it elevates your metabolic rate, so you feel lively. And then we have some help with control complex, okay? And you can see that we also have something called Trim Shake, which is a meal replacement for 1 meal a day. And then we have our foundation nutrition, right? Life Pack. So because a lot of times when you gain weight, it's because the body is hoarding its resources, because it doesn't have enough nutrients. Okay, so if you want to know whether you have enough nutrients, we have a biophotonic scan, and we can tell you what your nutrient level is in the body. All right, I hope that makes sense. So TR90 is, you get back a youthful shape. It is a balanced eating plan, and I love that, right? It's systematic with weekly measurements and coaching. It's sustainable. You do it once and you keep the weight and shape for the rest of your life. Isn't that spectacular? It is scientific, all right? And it is safe because it complies with HSA. It has been certified with HSA. And guess what? TR90 is the #1 choice in Singapore and Malaysia as well, okay? So you can be assured of that. And want to tell you that one person may be proof, right? Joshua, he may be proof, but 1,000 over people, that's a market. All right. And so what would I like you to do? Speak to the person who invited you to this, okay? Because we have a special offer that is only valid for the next 3 days. So please rush, okay? And this offer is where you will get a JBL Bluetooth in-ears worth $149 with this program. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you.